Hello, everybody. Welcome to the very first episode of Monsters Den, and that's a great way to start the series with a good old classic stutter. My name is Cesar, and with me today I have Kai. Just Kai.
Hello. What's up, guys?
He got rid of his last name.
I did. No, it's just Kai.
So Kai, do you want to introduce yourself? Maybe tell us what kind of person you are on the internet.
I am Kai, also known as Kai the Crusader, and I play video games.
He does.
That's pretty much it.
It's true. I've seen him play video games.
Yeah, I play video games. I haven't done it in a long time, mostly because I'm kind of in a process of changing content around. But yeah, no, I play video games.
Yeah. So Kai's been my friend for probably 300 years by now. I lost track of time.
Yeah,
and we're
a
here.
long time. We grew up together.
We're both childhood friends, forever to be faded with each other, but never romantically. Oh, yeah. That's the tragedy of childhood friends. Anyway, let's talk about Skyrim because that's the topic. Yeah. So I decided that there's been a couple of talk about Skyrim, and I just kind of felt like talking about it, and I figured it's a pretty easy topic that me and Kai can talk about. So the particular thing we're going to be talking about is just kind of our first experience with Skyrim, and then later on, as the podcast progresses, it's going to turn more into an open mic area, just kind of broadening our horizon on what is Skyrim and Elder Scrolls as a whole. But yeah, so the very first topic that I have written here is where were you when Skyrim first released in 2011, November 11th?
I was in school.
As was I.
And I honestly had no idea what the fuck Skyrim was until one of my classmates mentioned it. And I'm like, what's that? And he looked at me like I was fucking retarded.
It's crazy because every time I've talked to someone on the forum, especially people who are like a little older than me, like 2 or 3, 4 years, they always talk about how it's pretty much revolutionized their, I guess their love in gaming. Like it brought them back. And for me, it was a similar case because like I didn't even know what Skyrim was. The very first time I heard it was when I was in my honors pre-calc class. There were 2 girls talking about how they were min-maxing their werewolves, I believe, or their vampire builds.
Of course, the girls are playing werewolves and vampires during the hype of Twilight and shit.
Hell yeah, man! Let them spit it, baby. But yeah, they were. I didn't know what they were talking about, but I heard the word Skyrim, and that sounded familiar, and I guess it eventually kind of, when I did come across what Skyrim was, which I think is one of our mutual friends that was playing it, that's what kind of got me interested in Skyrim, I believe. It's when I first saw it played. So I decided to buy it right after I got my very first gaming PC, just because it looked like fantasy is always a game that, or fantasy is always a genre that's kind of interested me in it. And by the time the Legendary Edition came out, around the time where I did get my gaming laptop, it was one of the most popular fantasy games at the time. So I wanted to give it a spin. And that's how I bought Skyrim. And you, Kai?
I got it for Christmas. Because that's what I asked for.
Nice.
I was like, hey, I want this game. It seems cool and popular. And my parents were like, okay. And that was my Christmas present that year.
Did you get it on console?
Yeah, I got it on Xbox because that's all I had at the time. I didn't have a PC yet.
Out of curiosity, did your brother also play Skyrim?
A little bit, but not as much. He played Oblivion more. He actually liked Oblivion more. Yeah.
That's crazy because I never hear you talk about Oblivion, and he never played Skyrim, so you guys just switched on the preference.
I know, right? It's funny because he had it on PlayStation 3, and then I had an Xbox 360. And so, like, oh, Skyrim seems cool. I'll get it. And then my brother was just like, I'll just stick with Oblivion.
So you guys had separate consoles?
Yeah.
That's so
to be
funny.
fair, we worked for him. Like,
okay.
The only reason I got an Xbox 360 is because Halo Wars was coming out. It was like Halo
Mm.
3 and Halo Wars were both coming out, and I wanted to play those games. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna save up my allowance money. I'm gonna like bust my ass and mow the lawn a bunch of shit times and do a bunch of yard work, save up my allowance money, and then go and buy an Xbox 360 and Halo 3.
So
And that's what I did.
so you guys just like swapped consoles whenever you guys wanted. That's pretty sick.
Yeah. Although we didn't do it too often because
Hmm.
I always played Xbox and he always plays PlayStation and that was it. But yeah, no, like anytime we wanted to swap consoles, we would.
I think you mentioned this online, so I think it's safe for me to say. But like, it's really funny because like Kai is also like the brother is his twin brother, so I'm
Yeah.
feeling like this weird dichotomy of like I don't know how do you tell the twins apart? One's a one's a Sony kid, one's a fucking Microsoft
Yeah. One likes
kid.
Microsoft, the other likes Sony.
uh, that's
The,
gonna
the
be a
other
good.
big one too is like he was a bigger Call of Duty fan while I was a bigger Halo fan.
Wow, that's so
Yeah.
funny. I recall him. He still likes Halo, and I'm sure it applies to you that you also like Call of Duty.
Oh, I love Halo. Halo is one of my favorite game series. Rest in peace, Halo.
Hey, well,
Fucking 343.
oh boy,
That company fucking destroyed that franchise.
yeah. Rest in peace, Bungie. Even though they're still making games,
Yeah, but they're stuck with MMOs now.
how unfortunate. But let,
Yeah.
let's let's going back to our favorite company, Bethesda, who never makes any mistakes. Uh,
Oh no, Starfield was a fantastic game. What are you talking about?
let's get into our very actual raw experience of picking up, I guess in your case the controller, and for me the keyboard and mouse of the iconic intro of Skyrim. And that's the, for those of you who don't know, I don't know why you're here, by the way, that never seen Skyrim and never know the intro. Anyways, you go through a little what do you call it, like a stagecoach, I guess,
Hmm.
and you get
Yeah.
carried out with a bunch of other prisoners, and you have no idea who they are. You go into a town, and it turns out that you're gonna get executed. And before you get executed, a dragon comes in and causes mayhem, and then you're trying to exit and warn the local city about the dragon attack. But it's kind of like in the details that kind of make the kind of give Skyrim its unique intro, kind of like it's different vibe, I suppose.
Mm.
Like, how did you feel when you first played Skyrim, just not knowing anything much about Tamriel?
Oh, I thought it was cool. I was like, oh, this is neat. This is like Fallout, but in fantasy. Because up until this point, I didn't really play RPG games a whole lot, other than like Fallout New Vegas. Which
Hmm.
talk about like an intro to fucking RPG
It's
games.
all downhill from here, baby.
Yeah, Fallout New Vegas was one of my first RPG games.
At least the games mechanically work better.
Yeah.
That's fair.
uh, but
Yeah,
yeah, I was like, this is cool. I like the Viking aesthetic. This is pretty neat. You know, I like that there's dragons flying around. I get to go kill them.
it's kind of odd because like I didn't know what to really think of the Skyrim intro when I first played it, because I felt I was kind of on a roller coaster ride, and it kind of does do that. It does like lock you in a little bit. I really didn't get excited until you get to that part in the tutorial where there's a guy shooting, I believe, electricity, and you can kind of play around with the magic a little bit. That's kind of when I was getting a
Mhm.
little bit more into it. When you start kind of diversifying your weapons or whatever, and it's kind of weird now because I'll never really get the same impression again, just because now I know the context of what is a Stormcloak, what is an Imperial, what is this and
Mhm.
this and that. But when I was like going through that intro, I didn't know any of this.
No, I didn't either. And to be fair, I don't think anyone else did either.
I'm sure there's some
Because like
people that went.
Skyrim takes place like 100 years after the Oblivion Crisis, so it's like a new like yeah, there's the Imperials, and then there's the Skyrim guys who are the Stormcloaks. but that's kind of all you know. You don't really know what's going on. You
It's
don't
true.
like, yeah, like you have to be filled in about like, oh yeah, there's the Great War, the Empire's fractured, the Thalmor running around doing dumb shit. Like
Yeah.
everyone had to be filled in on what happened in the last 100 years.
And it's crazy because in that intro, there's like all those things are actually in that intro, but you also kind of have to like keep your eye out, being like, oh look, uh there's a high elf over there talking with the general and everything, and there's Ulfric Stormcloak right there, but you don't really know his name. There's so much
Yeah,
that's
you
going on
did.
in that intro, but there's no context.
Mm-hmm. Which my favorite part about that is when they called her the Thalmor bitch.
I I suppose so.
They're like, oh, okay, so elves are bad people. Got it.
I
Which,
just
I mean, Elder Scrolls, when we get to the lore section, yeah, elves are not very good people.
I honestly didn't know the context of it. I just assumed like, oh, these guys are like bandits or something. The people I was
Mhm.
like in a cartridge with, sorry, the cart in. I
Mhm.
didn't really. I just assumed they were like, oh, some bandits or like rebels. Like I don't know. I didn't really care.
That's what I figured. Like, oh, you guys must be like rebels or something, which they are. Like at the end of the
Kind
day,
of,
that is
yeah,
what the Stormcloaks are. They're just rebels.
yeah. And I guess that I am sort of playing the in my mindset. I have no stakes in this. All I want to do is get out and go into the wider world of Skyrim.
Mhm.
I did not care about the politics going on in that first time
I,
I played it.
I did. I cared about the Dragon questline and the Civil War questline. My
That took me a
first
while.
playthrough is like the only playthrough, well, other than maybe like one or two others, where I actually like 100% completed the game.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that sounds painful.
Yeah, it was long, but I wanted to do it all.
Who did you end up siding with when you got
Uh,
out of the very first? Specifically, when you finally went through the Helgen, that was the place it was called. When you finally
mhm.
got out of like the Helgen chaos, did you go with? I believe his name was Rolf.
It was Hadvar,
Had
Hadvar, and Rayloff, and I
Rayloff.
went with
Yeah,
Hadvar because I legit did not see Rayloff there. I didn't. I saw him run up, talk, and run away, and I
really.
did not see where he went. I'm like, all right, well, Hadvar's pretty nice dude. I'm just gonna side with him.
That's funny. I had the opposite experience. I didn't know where Havard was,
Oh yeah,
so
you
I
just
just
kind
went.
of lost him.
So I'm just like, oh, this guy says to follow. That's all I saw, by the way. I saw follow me, and I saw Rayloff go to that door. Oh, I guess that's where I'm going.
Mm-hmm. You're like, all right, I'll just follow you then.
So the impression I got in the castle is like, oh, okay, so the blue guys are the good guys and the red guys are the bad guys. Okay, that's pretty standard stuff. Whatever.
Yeah.
Which is
Meanwhile, I got the opposite. We're like, all right, so although actually no, Hadvar didn't really shit talk the Stormcloaks like at all.
he's a pretty nice guy.
He is, and he's one of those guys where he's like, I understand why they're doing it, but I don't agree with their methods.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of in that same boat. Was like, yeah, I agree. Like, I understand the Stormcloaks, and I agree with them on a lot of things, but I don't like their method.
Yeah. And it's weird because I don't feel Rayloff has that same like sympathy towards the other side.
No, no, that's the biggest criticism about the Stormcloaks, that the Stormcloaks aren't super sympathetic towards others.
Ooh, we can get that in.
Meanwhile, there's
Oh, there's a lot to get into with that.
oh yeah, there's a lot to get into with that. Meanwhile, the Imperials, at least there's a number of Imperials who are like, yeah, we kind of get it, we understand why.
Yeah. Oh man, there's a section
Unless you
here
go
where
up
I
to their
can.
higher ups, and their higher ups just don't give a fuck. They don't understand anything.
Ooh, yeah. There's so many issues with that.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah. Go ahead, finish it up.
it's like I don't care for the Stormcloak's normal soldiers. I understand it, but I don't care for them. I like their leadership more because I like Alfric's ideas. But then on the Imperial sides, it's flipped. Where like I like the soldiers more. They're cooler. They're much more understanding. But their higher ups just don't give a fuck and are just
Ah,
not paying attention to anything. I'm like, man, I wish the two sides would like switch their armies so that way there's one side that I actually really like.
yeah. It's funny because I had a similar feeling with Fallout New Vegas.
Mhm.
And CR soldiers
It-
pretty cool. Higher ups kind of suck, and you kind of reverse it
Yep,
with the Legion.
exactly.
But yes. Did you get any other like? new cool impressions? Like, did you feel cool fighting the very first dragon when you finally went through the massive dungeon? If there's anything to say about the massive dungeon, go ahead. But like, how'd you feel
There's
about?
like undead. It was the first dungeon. It was like, oh, this is kind of neat. Bleak Falls Barrow. It's way up here. It's out of the way.
Yeah, it
To
was
me,
pretty
it's
neat.
one of the more unique dungeons in Skyrim,
I
even though
agree.
it's the first dungeon. It's just like this is neat. I'm like dungeon crawling and looking for old treasure and like it got the Indiana Jones vibe to it, which for my first playthrough, very much so was like a survivalist Indiana Jones style type playthrough.
I mean, there's like 5 things that go on in that dungeon.
Yeah, it's a great beginning dungeon because it teaches you basically the fundamentals for all the dungeons coming up later.
Yeah,
Like the how to disable traps, fire traps, spike traps, the
the puzzle,
little totem things that you have to spin, the dragon claw,
the
how to
bandits
read the dragon
themselves,
claw.
and then you get the little
That yeah,
spiders in between as well, like the guy
you get
with the golden claw.
you get spiders, bandits, as well as draugr. So it's a good introduction to like, hey, there's undead in this world. Be careful.
Yeah, the only thing that's really missing is the Dwagar stuff. Not the Dwagar, sorry, the dwarf, the what's it called again?
The Dwemer.
Dwemer. Yeah, Dwagar are Dungeons and Dragons races. My bad.
Mm.
But yeah, it's a pretty good first dungeon. I especially like where you exit from. It's like on the opposite side of a lake, which I think is a really beautiful exit.
Yeah, Lakeview.
Yeah, but nothing else to say besides nice view or whatever.
That's my favorite building location for a house too.
It's a good one.
It is.
I think I got my bigger impression was when I walked into Whiterun, because it kind of felt like a lot of things were going on in that town when you walked through the I guess the marketplace all the way up, because there's like so many NPCs that are just like talking and saying things.
Oh yeah, I that first initial like walk through a Whiterun makes it feel like a regular town. It's like holy shit, this is cool.
Because you have, oh god, there's so much that goes on. So immediately you're gonna hear about like how they're not letting people into the Whiterun, which is always a really easy fucking speed check, whatever. You hear about kind of imperial
The,
tensions with the Smith.
yep, the Imperials not having enough swords for the war effort, which also kind of gives to the idea like this war is like resource draining because they neither side has the resources to wage this war.
Yeah, and then you start hearing about like how there's factions within Whiterun saying I'm more Stormcloak, more Imperial. Like those start walking through, and then you kind of just get like the regular people vibe. You get like weird characters like Nazim saying the
Yeah,
stupidest fucking lines ever. Um,
you don't get to the Cloud District very often.
he is memorable in his own right. That guy preaching outside for fucking Talos is a character of his own right.
Oh yeah, sure. What's his name? It starts with an H. It's like Heinrich or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, I think he's the memorable staple of Whiterun.
Yeah, he's
Honestly,
fucking cool. I like him.
he annoys the shit out of me at my very first playthrough, but I kind of respect him for every single day he's gonna shout his lungs out for Talos. I kind of respect the hustle.
I do too. And I usually play like a more Talos worshiper type character anyway, because his
You know
family
what I've
gives you
heard.
the 10% buff to your shouts.
What,
So I always use it.
that wasn't there in the vanilla. I don't think it did anything back in the day. I believe.
I want to say it did, but I could be wrong. It's been so long since I've played vanilla. I know like it's gone through a number of things of
Yeah, it's a good change
changes.
though.
Yeah. Because I do think there was a bug at one point where that amulet just didn't fucking work for some reason.
Yeah, it had 0% on anything. Like it just didn't do anything. Which maybe it's
Yeah, it
more
literally
saying
just
about
didn't
the
do
lore of
anything.
Talos himself. Maybe it's like maybe the high elves were right. He's not really like a god. He's more of a man.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't
Which I mean,
know.
they're not wrong. He is a man that turned into a god.
Yeah, so maybe they were trying to say something with lore, but I guess they changed it anyway. So I'm like, fuck it. I guess dragon shouting works. I guess. Quite.
But
Uh,
but I do have a question for you. Is that before that, what
hmm.
was your reaction to Riverwood when you first enter Riverwood with whoever it is that you choose to follow?
Yeah, I went with the again with Rayloff, and I ended up going to that
Mm.
little area, which is really beautiful. The little river stream in
Mm.
the middle of like
The the logging camp there.
Yeah, because they have like a little stump. Like, damn, this place is really chill. But unfortunately, that's all I kind of really thought about Riverwood because I really didn't care much about the elf and the I think her name was Camilla relationship stuff that
Yeah.
much. Um, yeah, I don't know. I didn't spend too much time in Riverwood because I was just kind of focused on getting to Whiterun, I suppose.
See, no, I actually quite liked Riverwood because I like the whole small town feel.
I grew to
And
like the
because
town
I
a lot
went
more.
with Hadvar, and you get to go to the blacksmith, and he'll teach you how to use blacksmithing.
Yes.
So like right off the bat, he's just like, "Yeah, take whatever you want from my stock, and then I'll teach you how to make a weapon."
He's like just mechanically he's so much of a better choice.
Oh yeah, he's like mechanically he's a better choice, and then like personality wise, he's super nice dude, real kind. But I also like the little feature that when you first enter the town, there's that old lady screaming about seeing a dragon, and her
Oh
grandson is like, "Go back
yeah.
inside, Grandma. It's okay."
I forgot about her. Yeah, that she's great.
Yep.
Yeah, Riverwood's really really nice, and it's a place I always love coming back to, even like in later game.
Hmm. Oh
Um,
yeah, I always go through Riverwood.
yeah, I love that town. I love any. This is a bit more of a side topic, but I love getting into like modding Riverwood in some way to kind of like do more things in. But
Hmm.
it's a nice town. But I always think Whiterun is always a town that feels more like the center kind of
Oh,
hub
it is.
of,
Because it is the center of the hub.
yeah.
What the whole thing with Whiterun is that it's in the middle of the map. It's the out of everywhere. It's the most neutral for the war. Because Bulgruff is like, I am on the side of Whiterun. I don't give a fuck who wins this war. I'm just fighting for my people.
And as far as stuff you need, it kind of has a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
Especially if you
it is like
teleport,
the easiest one because it's connected to all the other realms. It's really easy to go across with Whiterun.
I think the most important thing it has is that once you teleport, you immediately get like the blacksmithing stuff plus a smelter that not all places have.
Yeah, that has literally everything you need it to have.
Yeah. The only thing it
You know,
does
the
have
other
is like
thing
the
too is
upgrade
like
things here,
because
but
I was gonna mention because I always did a Lakeview for my like player home.
it's my
Uh,
favorite place too.
mm, because of that, it's like super close to Riverwood, so I always went to Riverwood anytime I needed something.
Mm. That's a pretty good spot. Yeah, very this is going a little bit slightly off the thing, but it's like I usually stayed kind of like you, like Whiterun to Lakeview person. But I feel into my like last playthroughs that I did of Skyrim, I became more inclined to stay in Riften, just because I kind of liked the area
Mhm,
and the house just had more features. Like it kind of had more of what I was looking for.
mhm.
But you know,
Now,
this is neither here nor there.
later on, I still favor Lakeview, but that's also because I really like the Falkreath area. Like I
It's
love
super
the like
nice.
whole pine trees and mountains, and it's nice. I love that area. It
It's a
is
really nice
probably
area.
my favorite area in the whole map.
It's one of the
Is
best
Falkreath.
ones. God,
Mhm.
I can't wait to get into that like locations. But yeah, just did you have any impressions on like anything else in Whiterun? I remember I thought it was kind of
Yes,
interesting.
because
Oh God, there's more
I
to
was one
say.
of the
Yeah, go ahead.
so I also ran into the companions outside the walls.
Oh
Did
really?
you ever do that?
I didn't.
Where they'll be if you
Oh, I
take a
did.
certain
Never
path
mind.
to Whiterun, they'll be fighting a giant at a farm. And depending if you decide to help or not, they have different dialogue.
Yeah.
So I helped the first time because like, oh shit, there's a giant. This is fucking cool. So I just run up and they take a few swings at a giant and yada yada yada. And at that end, they're like, oh hey, you're pretty cool. You should join the companions. Or if you just run past them and not give a fuck, they're like, wow, you're a fucking bitch.
Yeah. I think it was Aerolith was her name that says that to you.
Something like that. Alea the Huntress.
Alea. Right, right, right.
I think I'm saying her name right.
The Huntress. That's all you need to
Yeah.
know.
A hot redhead.
Yes. Yeah, she was I basically do the same thing now because that giant doesn't have any rewards when you kill it, so I never really bothered anymore. That's my entire reason to never try to kill that giant.
Mhm.
Um,
I still do it just because my boy Farkas is there, and I love Farkas.
that's fair. The
Like honestly, out of all the companions, like he is my favorite. Well, the guys of the companions guild, he is probably my favorite companion out of that group.
That's fair. You know which NPC perplexed me at first, and definitely perplexed me more as time went on. And that's Irilith, like the dark elf that's with Balgruuf.
Hmm.
I still kind of wonders like, why are you here and what's your deal?
He saved her life on the battlefield.
Is that what it was?
Yep. They're like battlefield compatriots, and he saved her life at one point, and she's like, "All right, life debt then," and so she's always with them.
Ah, I see. Because my first thought was like, okay, the developers wanted to make cool dark elf lady second hand be the second hand to the king. It felt like a trope that was common, but I can't really prove it because you don't see it often.
Hmm.
But yeah, she was always kind of the very kind of first point where I saw, I guess, more of the races really spread out. Because up until that point, you kind of mostly just see humans, maybe an elf here and
Yeah.
there.
That's the other thing too of Whiterun is that it probably has the most racial diversity, I guess, out of all the cities.
You know what's someone did a poll on this, or someone did like a statistic thing, and the irony of it is like one of the most diverse places I think is where Ulfric's from, Windhelm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Windhelm was the most diverse place in Skyrim.
Actually, that does make sense because they have dark elves, or not high elves. No, they do have a high elf there. They're
Yeah,
um
the butcher was it, or was she the magic
no,
shop?
the magic shop guy. No,
I think it was a girl, right?
alchemist shop was a high elf.
Yes, yes.
I remember right.
A bunch of Argonians. They have Khajiits probably
See,
somewhere.
it honestly, Windhelm is one of my favorite fucking cities too. I love that place.
Oh, it's so depressing every time I go in.
Oh,
Which
dude,
is the
the
point.
stories, the lore behind it, I fucking love. I think it's such a cool city.
I mean, yeah, it's one of the better cities, I'd say.
Hmm.
Again, I'm kind of more of a Riften person, but I think Windhelm is also a pretty great spot.
And it makes sense that it's in the state that it's in as well.
I mean, it's essentially trying to hold up an entire war or being like the headquarters of a war when it's not really
Mhm.
in that good of a shape to become one. Not like Solitude, at least.
No. But it is the oldest city in all of Skyrim, which is
Mm-hmm.
why it's kind of run down.
Yeah, there's some pretty cool lore implications with that.
Hmm.
But yeah, just the last thing on this slide that I have here is like, how did you feel about do it playing or fighting against your first dragon?
I thought it was fucking dope. I thought it was so cool where you have like your band of little misfit warrior dudes with you, and you got Alea, or no, not Alea. You got
I think Aerolith is her name.
Aerolith is with you, and you're going off and you're fighting the dragon, and you turns out you're dragonborn, and they're like, "Oh, that's so badass!" And Aerolith is like, "I don't know if he's dragonborn or not. That's not up to me. I just care about killing dragons. I just want to make sure Whiterun's safe."
Yeah, your number one fan comes up there like, wow, you're right. You really are cool.
Yeah, wow, you really are the dragonborn.
I love that guy so much. He gets impressed
I
with
wish you
anything
could
you
get him
say.
as a follower.
That'd be great.
I wish any of those guys you could have gotten as a follower. That would have been dope.
A white run guard follower. That would have been really interesting.
Hmm. And you get to hear their little tidbits on the war and what's going on in the world.
Now that sounds too good for the amount of effort that Skyrim put into the characterization.
Yeah, uh,
But yeah,
that's a mod.
I also had a similar impression with dragons. Even if though I died a bunch of times on my first time because I didn't know how to fight them properly, it's like, oh, you use the bow and arrow, gotcha,
Hmm.
as you do. But I guess that's a great segue into our next slide here, which is let's just talk about our very first, I'm assuming, long playthrough.
Mm-hmm. I was about to ask, like, what was your first playthrough build? Because I remember mine vividly,
I was in
like very vivid.
I unfortunately have the very boring answer of sneaky archer. But
Oh yeah.
at first it's because I actually wanted to do that at first. I thought that was a cool idea. I was kind of like, if you told me to play a D&D character back in the day, I would have told you I want to be a rogue.
Mhm.
An edgy teenage rogue basically. So that's kind of what I went with in Skyrim. So I played into it. Little did I know this was the optimal way that you should be playing Skyrim and how most playthroughs go for everyone. What about you?
I was complete, uh, well, not complete opposite, but fairly opposite. I was a dual wielding warrior.
Yo,
I was going in with two swords or a sword and an axe and fighting that way.
what race what were you?
Nord, of
Nord.
course.
Well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I guess I should be worth mentioning that I played Argonian on my first playthrough.
uh, and like, if people haven't figured it out yet, well, this is the first episode, but I'm a very big fan of your regular sword and board warrior with a human race. In almost every game I play, it's always human warrior, and that's it. That's all I ever play.
It's an interesting dichotomy between Kai and I, just because just on the basis of our VTubers alone and how that reflects on our playthroughs in Skyrim. Because Kai right now, he is a knight, and that's all he is, and that's his entire lore.
I am a
Meanwhile,
human knight that plays video games. So what's up?
meanwhile, I am a giant monster scorpion man, and I want to look like a weird fucking freak, but in a mundane way. So I ended up playing an Argonian. And that kind of just, you know, it's crazy that we're kind of on the opposite ends of this when it comes to how we characterize ourselves in games.
Mhm.
But I think, you know, as someone who likes picking the freaks, you know, I like going on the opposite ends of these sort of like character choices spectrum things. I always respect the person who does want to play the normal guy, because that kind of it's a good mirror opposition to the freak at the very end.
Mhm. I get that balance you out. Which is
Exactly.
probably why we work out so well.
You're the normal guy. I'm the freak pick.
Yeah.
Uh,
Although to be fair, you tend to, when it comes to conversation stuff and doing things, you tend to be a bit more on the normal side, where you're like, "Oh, let's just talk to him." And I'm like, "Nah, kill him. Let's fight him. Let's duke it out."
Interesting. I mean, you are the one that picked the Nord after all.
Yep. Or like, "No, what? I could just fight you. I don't necessarily have to kill you, but I will get in a fist fight with you because that's fun."
And funny enough, Argonians aren't one to kind of insinuate fights that much.
No, no, Argonians are pretty chill.
Yeah.
And lore wise, they are like probably either first or second favorite race for me.
Yeah. They're pretty high up there for me too, if not my favorite
Yeah,
race.
they're really cool. Which
Uh,
we'll get into lore later.
yeah. So our first playthrough. Sorry, we got a little bit sidetracked. But the first thing I wanted to do was find the Thieves Guild, which took me a while, but I eventually did find it. Um, I absolutely love the Thieves Guild questline, probably one of my favorite. Even though it has a lot of flaws, it's you
Mhm.
know, it gave me all the upgrades I really wanted. So it made me feel stronger, which is kind of the philosophy of Skyrim is, you know, feel good, get stronger. And it also
Mhm.
kind of gave me a storyline and a faction that, you know, to kind of follow around and to kind of feel like you're part of something.
Mhm.
It's a really good quest line. How'd you feel about the Thieves Guild if you ever did it in your first playthrough?
I did. So I did all the major guild quest lines in my first playthrough.
Mhm.
And I will say like the Thieves Guild probably is the best out of all of them. About at least story wise and written wise. Also you get a badass sword and fucking bow and arrow out of it, as
Yeah,
well as armor.
the fucking Nightingale shit as well.
Mhm.
Man,
All the Nightingale stuff is really cool.
that thing's
I
so
liked wearing
OP.
it because it made me feel like I was Batman and I could run around and beat people.
That's you could have done that. Yeah, you also get those weird ass gloves with the enchantment somewhere in the sewer there that lets you do more damage with fist fighting.
Dude,
Weird
that
way.
was one of the things that I did with the Nightingale armor. Is I made my fist fighting stronger so I could run around and beat people.
That's so awesome.
I was like, I am Batman.
Fucking suplex them to death. Stupid ass animation. Um, but yeah, no, I remember I was like, okay, well, I'm sneaky, man. I'm gonna let me do the other sneaky faction here. So I did the Dark Brotherhood, I think is their name. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they had the
The
Dark Brotherhood
assassin,
quest
or
line.
brother.
Yeah, it was pretty cool and pretty like literal word of epic, where like, wow, you're going all the way to kill the Emperor. Like a bunch of shit was going down. Although I didn't feel as satisfied with how it ended up. It always kind of had a weird kind of characterization to it, I suppose.
Hmm.
I don't know. Everyone was just like I guess a little more evil, but didn't really feel like they were part of the faction that much. I don't know.
Yeah,
How do you feel?
I don't really care for it, honestly. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, but like, I like the Redguard guy, but I can't remember his name.
Yeah, the
And
only one that
then,
survives, I think.
yeah, and then Cicero. It was the Redguard guy and
The vampire
the
too.
vampire
Yes,
child,
yes, yes.
and Cicero if you save him. And
Yeah,
the only reason the vampire child I think lives is because they can't show a dead child in game.
yeah. I'm glad Astrid died though. Holy shit. One of
Yeah, she was a
the
bitch.
one of the worst Nords to ever live. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, fuck that girl.
It's bad enough that you're already associated with an evil
Betrayed her
faction.
family so that way she could remain the leader. That's fucking dumb.
Oh my god, dude. How embarrassing. Already part of
Yeah.
an evil faction, and she's like just pathetic within that evil faction in its own right. So you can't even respect her either. It's like, what the
Mhm.
fuck? What the fuck are you doing?
Dude, I do wish, and there are mods for this, which we will get to, but I do wish that there was in base game ways to destroy the Dark Brotherhood and the Thieves Guild from the outside.
Yeah. It's like they give you a little bit with the Dark Brotherhood, but it's such a whatever quest.
Hmm.
I think they give you like 5,000 gold, which is nice if you do it early, but like, I don't know. It's kind of an underwhelming where you just go in, kill him, and you're done.
Yeah, but like with the Thieves Guild, there's like the what's the NPC? Majul the Lioness, I think is how you say your name.
Yeah.
I always say her name. But she wants to root out all the bad guys. She wants to save the city from sin and corruption or whatever. I'm like, it would be so cool if like part of her like follower quest line is that you go and fight the Thieves Guild.
I,
But they never did
hmm.
that with their.
I mean, there's a different potential to it because I feel going in and killing the Dark Brotherhood is more thematic to them. I feel dealing with the Thieves Guild could be a lot more interesting because
Yeah.
maybe the bigger point is that you want to drain them from their money. Like, there's
Mhm.
really no reason for them to be thieves.
Yeah. Especially like I would feel well to me. I would like the killing part just to kill him because it would be worse if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Because there's some members of the Thieves Guild that are really good guys. Like Rail Off. He's fucking cool. He's a dope dude. But in the Dark Brotherhood, like everyone's an asshole, so when they all die, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
When with the Thieves Guild, it's like, well shit. I don't really want to kill everyone because everyone's kind of cool. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I kind of have to fight everyone.
They are kind of part of an underground mafia, but
So I would like that just because of that whole like moral dilemma that you get where like, well, do you want to kill the dudes that you think are cool, but they're bad people?
who's that like guy that you end up killing at the end of the Thieves Guild? The guy that like with white hair that is betraying the
Oh,
Thieves Guild.
Mercer?
It'd be really
Yeah.
cool where like if you do some of
He's a
the
piece of shit. He deserved to die.
it'd be crazy where like you get halfway into quote unquote destroying the Thieves Guild quest and like you go inside to try to like maybe raid them and you find out they're already dead or like
Hmm.
captured or whatever. And he went out and he essentially betrayed the Thieves Guild and he's already doing the quest line of like getting the skeleton key and doing all that shit. So your last
Hmm.
quest for the Thieves Guild is finally tracking him down.
Track him down and kill him.
Yeah. Just to make it a little more climactic, but whatever. That's getting to hypotheticals. That's my bad.
No, no worries. There's a lot of like neat things that you could have done, which we'll get onto later because there's a lot, and I mean a lot of cut content from this fucking game.
Oh man.
There's
Yeah.
so much cut from it.
I think I have an entire slide dedicated to that, so maybe I shouldn't get too ahead of
Mm.
myself. But yeah, so the one I'm a little less familiar with is the companions because I think I only done it twice. It's just not a really interesting quest line to me, but like how do you feel about the companions?
I do it in almost every playthrough.
Well, Mr. Companion, do you want to speak up about how you feel about it?
I like it. I really like it. You become a badass warrior werewolf.
It's
That was
true.
really it. It was the first one that I did too. Because in my first playthrough, I joined the companions first. Because, like I said, I killed the giant. They were like, "Oh, you're pretty cool. You want to join us?" I'm like, "Sure." And then I just went through their quest line and became the head. That part was a little weird. Or like, oh, I
Yeah.
only been, which same could be said for all the guild quest lines, honestly, where it's like, oh, you're only part of them for like 3 days, and now you're the head of the guild, huh?
It's a
Okay,
little weird.
yeah, it is a little weird, but I like going off on like missions with like Farkas or with his brother and with the others. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool, and going around and doing certain stuff where like there's some missions where you have to go and fight people like fist to fist, or you have to go and hunt down monsters, or you have to go and kill bad guys, or fight or get reclaim treasures and stuff like that. Because basically you're hired mercenaries. People hire you to go off and do things, and I
Yeah.
really like that. I thought that was a lot of fun.
Is that what it's
And
supposed to
just
be?
like hmm?
I never really got much of a mercenary vibe with them, but I guess now that you mention it, it kind of does track.
Hmm. They're supposed to be like your hired thugs, mercenaries, whatever. Like you would hire them to go and do things for you.
Huh. That makes sense.
Hmm. And each member gives you a different quest line too. So like Alea the Huntress, her name's a Huntress for a reason. She gives you all the like animal quest lines. So every quest you get from
Oh,
her is usually involved hunting down animals or monsters.
interesting.
While Farkas was the brawler, he was a big tough guy. So every quest line he gave you usually meant you're getting in a fist fight with someone.
I see. So kind of like the Thieves Guild thing, where like you get the 3 people that give you a certain kind of quest.
Yep, and each person's quest is a little different from the next.
I didn't know the companions had that as well. Interesting.
Mhm.
Comes to show how little I played them, or I did them.
Oh, I was doing those for a long time because for a while that's all I would do is just take quests from them and be like, all right, where to next? What's the next job?
I guess it is pretty
Which
fun to do that.
which when you do it that way, my first playthrough, because that's all I would do for a while before I finished the companion's quest line, it felt a little bit more earned that I became the leader because like, well, yeah, I keep doing quests every other day. I keep doing shit for you guys.
And it's funny because like the way I still like to do the Thieves Guild stuff first because they give you such a great start off for all like everything. And again, I like Riften, but I
Hmm.
think what I like to use their repetitive quest as a way to kind of an excuse to go to like Markarth here and then maybe do a quest here. Just kind of like a way to kind of do a scattered kind of um like quest line, I suppose, if that makes sense. Where
Hmm.
I'm just like, okay, this quest is sending me to this town. I might as well do something else here and then come back with that quest line to have some kind of reward. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like a nice
No, I did that
repetitive.
with the Dragon quest line because the Dragon quest line is the only one that sends you to every major hold in this
That's
game.
true. That's true. Which do you want to talk about the main quest line here?
I really liked it my first playthrough. After that, I could give two shits.
Yep.
I either like it is like just the whole replay value is like I don't really care.
Because some of those dungeons can get really tedious at points.
Mm,
And I think above most is just like, uh, I don't know, man. It's sometimes pretty like I find it hard to kind of get back into the idea knowing that the ending of this quest is like going to Alduin Arrow and being going like, yeah, and then just that's the most
yeah.
anticlimactic fucking ending I've ever seen.
Hmm. Which again is because it was rushed. They ran out of
Yeah,
time to finish that.
it kind of soured my entire experience of the quest line, unfortunately.
Mm. I usually what I end up doing is getting all the way up to the point where you're supposed to do like the whole like get everyone together and do the whole like ceasefire thing, and then I just
Yeah,
don't. I stop caring.
that's pretty much like to me that's the climax of the quest line.
Mm.
Is
You
seeing
get
kind
that,
of everyone in the same room just talk shit against each other.
yeah, which is pretty fun.
Fucking
That Elmore bitch.
all freaking immediately is like, I'm not I'm not I'm not gonna be on this table if that fucking Thalmor is gonna be at this fucking table in the same seat. Get her out of here.
Which props to you, Ulfric. I agree. I don't like her either.
She doesn't give great good vibes.
No.
But yeah, no, there's some cool settings in the main quest line, like getting to Parthenax and um the whole big mountain. What's it called again?
Mhm.
Um,
Uh,
slipping my mind right now.
going up
The
Skyhaven
throat
Temple.
of the world.
Yeah, throw to the world's the mountain.
Yeah, I love that entire area, and then some of the dungeons you go, like the Forsworn dungeon with all the ancient runes. That part's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the set pieces are there.
Yeah,
It just doesn't deliver as much as you'd like to, which is unfortunate.
the big thing to me was like I just got tired of dragon attacks all the fucking time
That's
because they
true.
after a while they became inconvenient. Where I'm like, just fuck off, dragon. I'm trying to go somewhere. I got other things to do.
That's another big problem. Yeah.
Mm.
But I guess the last thing I also want to talk about as far as questline goes, for your first playthrough is who did you side with? Was it the Imperials?
Yep, I ended up going with the Imperials.
I think I went with
What
the
about you?
Stormcloaks, but I think I kind of forgot. Maybe.
I think it kind of who you choose in the beginning of the game probably dictates who you side with.
Oh, I don't know if I agree. I might have done Stormcloaks first, but I think I still side with the Imperials at the end of the day.
Oh yeah,
I don't know about
it's
that,
like
Chief.
because I remember going with Hadvar and Hadvar being like, "Oh, you should join the Legion." And I'm like, "Okay," and that's on my quest thing, so I'll go do that.
I think I agree that often does happen, and other things that I've played does kind of have that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, oh man, I think the Imperials make way more sense in my mind than the more you learn about the lore, they make way more sense.
Yeah, they make way more sense. It's better to have the Skyrim underneath the Imperials, even though that pains me to say that because I would love to see Skyrim as an independent nation holding its own.
Yeah.
But like, no, it makes more sense that they side with the Imperials.
As charismatic as Ulfric is, it's not enough.
No, he's not strong enough to lead that nation.
But yeah, I remember something I really did like about the Civil War quest line is like I guess the fortress battles. I always thought those were really, really cool.
Oh yeah, no, I love those. I thought that was really cool. The fortress battles and the town battles, and I wish there was more. Which originally there was. There was supposed to be more.
Yeah.
But again, that's cut content. So
The absolute peak was when I was doing one of those fort battles, and a fucking dragon showed up in the middle of that battle too. So it just caused way more mayhem. Nothing will
just like
ever get that good.
no, like that's always awesome.
But you know, it was a cool quest line, but there was definitely a lot of room to improve that one. There's I kind of felt hungry, like man,
You could tell that there was more ideas that they couldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
Because the entire time you're playing it, like, this is really cool, but it doesn't feel like a complete meal. It doesn't feel like a complete idea. Like they had more on the table, but they just couldn't finish it.
It's so unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's kind of was the
Very
how
unfortunate.
I kind of left off as well. But
Mm-hmm. And then there's two other guilds that we haven't talked about. One's kind of a nothing burger.
Do you want to talk about the wizard one?
Sure. What was your experience with them? With the college?
I didn't do them till way late in the game because I just didn't interact with magic that much, and I just didn't think I would have. It's a pretty neat introduction. Like it kind of does make you feel like you're in a school.
Yeah.
But I feel the quest line goes off the rails way too quickly for me to kind of ground itself, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. How do you feel about that quest line?
That was the weirdest one to me.
It is, isn't it?
Because like you become the grandmaster of the school, and remember, I'm playing a warrior build. I didn't use magic a single fucking time to that entire quest line.
I was
running around hitting shit with a fucking sword.
Now there was playing magic characters,
like,
bro.
You're the magic character, or like you're the college one. I'm like, fucking okay.
It's
use
so
swords.
Weird. I cast fucking crack your skull. Fist. Like it's fucking hell.
I cast steel sword. It was super effective.
Wizards now aside coming. Yeah, it definitely got off the rails with like the Magnus stuff that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
With the orb and everything, and then it's just like, okay, I get they're trying to blend in the high elf corruption in here and all that stuff, but it's I don't know.
Which that I thought was cool, the whole corruption in the orb side of things, and like going through the tombs and them telling the history. I wasn't too I didn't care for the schooling side. I didn't, but I'm not a big fan of magic schools in general.
That's fair.
Like the whole idea of like Harry Potter is like, oh, Harry Potter's cool, but like I'm not interested in going to like Hogwarts. I don't give a shit.
The one
Or
night at
like,
Hogwarts that doesn't use magic.
yeah, exactly, dude. Literally, when Hogwarts Legacy came out, I was looking up ways like, can I play this game with a melee weapon? Because there is a suit of armor. That is one of the outfits you can get. You can wear a suit of armor. I'm like, okay, there's a suit of armor, and I know that there's a magic sword in the Harry Potter
Oh my
series.
god.
Can I just run around as a knight with a sword and just beat things to death?
Dear
And that
Lord.
was it. That was going to be my playthrough.
That would have been so funny to see.
Exactly. Especially since like fast travel, you have to use a broom. And I'm like, nah, dude, I'm booking it on foot.
Knight armor clanking and everything.
Just running across the fucking map.
uh, but yeah, just to quickly get back on the College of Magic, whatever it's called.
College of Winterhold.
Yes, College of Winterhold. Thank you. Um, it had cool ideas with there's a secret order that watches magic or whatever, but like
Yeah. The Stygic Order or whatever it's called.
it's a cool start, but if the fact that they just kind of left it dry made it feel kind of weirder of its inclusion. If there was more hints throughout Skyrim, it would have been cool to meet one or two of these guys. But whatever. That's kind of my feeling with that quest line.
I will say though that it does have one of my waifus in the game.
The magic student.
Yeah. Brillia. Or fuck. Oh my god, I cannot say your name.
Is she a wood elf?
Dark elf. Funny
Dark
enough.
elf. Right. I forgot her race.
But she was like that. She gave off the vibes of like that shy school student. I'm like, my weakness.
Hey man, you guys would make a great combo, a knight and a wizard.
Yeah, knight and a wizard. Well, I usually had her as a companion too. I would take her along.
Oh, there you
go. That
go.
is until like I met Serana, and then goth girl.
Tale as old as time. And I guess I didn't put that in my sheet. Do you want to talk about the DLC here?
Sure, because I actually really like the DLC.
So I mean, we're on Dawnguard, right? Go for it.
Dawnguard's fucking fantastic. I love Dawnguard, and that Serana is usually my go-to follower and is my main waifu, as everyone. Everybody loves Serana. Hot goth vampire girl. It was like, it was funny to me because it kind of the difference between her character and my character were so polar opposite. Because like here you have is a magic vampire chick, and then there's me, a warrior werewolf dude, where I just solved problems with my fist, and that was pretty much it. But like we played off each other so well because like she's the brains, I'm the bronze. I just go in and kill shit.
That's such a great combo.
Mm-hmm. It ended up working out quite well. And it's still to this day, I'm sad that they never made it where you can marry her in game.
It's part of the lore. I get it. Whatever.
It is, and I understand. But the nice thing is that werewolves also live like a ridiculous long time. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just be her buddy forever.
Why not? I like that quest line until you get to that weird area of like the purple purgatory zone.
Oh yeah, the soul Karen.
Yeah, that's when I kind of drop off. It's a cool introduction, but as you keep doing the quest, I'm like, oh, this place fucking sucks.
Oh yeah, there's not much in it. I like it, and I like the idea of what that place is supposed to be, where it's supposed to be kind of like this weird purgatory hell where people's souls get sucked out of their body and are fed to like these guardians.
Yes.
But after like when you run around it, you realize like there's not a whole lot here.
Yep.
There's not much going on here.
And you got to spend a bit of time there to do their stupid ass quest of like beat this guardian or whatever. It's like, oh, just get me out of here.
Yeah, you got to beat the guardian, and then you got to go reclaim your soul, and then you got to go get her mother out of there.
It's so low.
But you do get a cool little dragon dude as a summon.
Yeah, that thing's cool.
Yeah. It's not Odavir. It is... Shit, I forgot his name. He's a zombie-looking dragon, though. I know that.
Yes, him. But yeah, other than that, the Dawn Guard crossbow is cool. Because I did sneaky playthrough, and crossbows are really useful to getting in and getting out.
Hmm. I didn't use it a whole lot,
Fair enough.
but I did use Dawnbreaker a lot, which I know Dawnbreaker is its own quest line, but it works because it does extra damage towards vampires.
Oh,
Which
does it? I didn't know that.
fucking yeah, it does like 10% damage to all undead, including
Right,
vampires.
right.
Yeah. So
Wow,
like, if you have that sword, you just blaze right through that area.
yeah, that's fair. That's true. I have
Uh,
nothing much else to say about Dawn Guard other than I like it.
I
Um,
like the snow elves that you
that
have
part's
snow
really
elves.
cool.
That lore part is really cool because you get to talk to them, and then you mentioned like, so the genocide. He's like, yeah, we deserved it. He just completely is like, I get why the Nords genocide my people. I get why the Dwemer basically cursed us with poison and turned us into the Falmer. And honestly, we deserved it. We were assholes.
That part is
Completely
so cracked.
understandable. Yeah, that dude is so fucking cracked on that. Where it's like, yep, we were asking for it. I understand why you guys did it. We genocide you first.
Oh man, isn't that just a tale of Tamriel at this point?
Yep.
Not if I
Every
genocide you
side trying to
first.
kill each other.
um,
Um, then there's also Dragonborn, which that was a cool one because you get to go back to
the island itself.
the island. Yeah, wow, I forgot the island's name. But
Somalia
that's an
or
island that
whatever.
you get. But that's an island you go to in Morrowind. It's one of the Morrowind DLCs.
Yeah, and the whole place is extremely Morrowind coded. Like it has a bunch of like
Yeah,
ingredients and everything. Like it just brought a bunch of items that were
yeah,
from
it's
Morrowind.
very much so. Still, it's all owned by the Dark Elves now. Originally, it was owned by Skyrim, but they gave it to the Dark Elves after Red Mountain blew up and destroyed half the continent, or half of their country, I should say. Not continent, but
Yeah, country.
country.
Uh,
Yeah,
and
it's very
the
much was a callback to Morrowind. So
and you
I
get
thought it was cool, but I didn't have as much of a hype into it as other people did. I can see people who played Morrowind being really excited for it. To me, I'm like, oh, this is pretty neat. I like this area, but I never had like the whole like, wow, this is amazing. It's just like Morrowind, just because I never played Morrowind.
yeah, I didn't really care for it at first either. Until like now that I kind of know the lore of like Tamriel, I really love exploring that place because it's kind of like a breath of fresh air from the Nord
Mhm.
stuff.
Exactly. The other thing too that I like about it is that some of the NPCs that are in it you could also see in Morrowind.
Oh, do you? That's cool.
Yeah, because they're elves. They live for hundreds of years, so
Yes,
they're like you can meet some of the same NPCs. I'm like, oh, that's kind of dope.
that's so cool.
That's neat. And then you also have the whole like dealing with Hermaeus Dagon. No, not Hermaeus Dagon. It was
The mask dude.
Cthulhu guy. What's
Yeah,
that god's name?
that guy. And how his cultists come out of nowhere and try to kill you if you talk to them.
Exactly.
Fun. Oh my gosh.
Um, I,
Yeah, the guy in the box cover. Here's what I can tell you. His dungeons
no, the
suck.
guy on the box cover is the first. He's the first Dragonborn,
Oh, okay.
which I don't. I also forgot his name.
Fair enough. I will say though, I hate going through his dungeons.
Hermaeus Mora. Wow, I was so close. Hermaeus Mora is the Daedric god who's like Cthulhu, where he
Gotcha,
gives you the
gotcha.
Augment Infinium, and that's his realm in the Dragonborn DLC, where it's all like very Lovecraftian inspired with like ancient knowledge and books and fish people and wizards and shit like that.
That checks out.
And then just me running around with a sword being like, fuck you.
It's a highly enchanted sword, I'd imagine at this point. So you watch out.
I don't remember if it was enchanted or not because I had a habit of not enchanting shit.
Well,
Because I also pumped blacksmithing, so I would just like make my weapons legendary and just run in and beat things.
the sheer power of human spirit.
Yep. Just that and like 99 bottles of healing.
Ah, of course,
And that's
classic.
it. Like, yep, I don't need a fucking block. Not that blocking does a whole lot in Skyrim, to be fair.
No, no, it's not great. But yeah, no, I hate doing that quest line. I like going to the island, but I never like going to that volcano. It's so fucking tedious. Ugh.
Mhm. But
Man,
I,
Hearthfire
like I
DLC
said,
is
I
nice.
liked it,
Oh
but I
yeah,
don't remember much from it because I like Dawnguard so much more.
I agree. I agree.
Dawnguard is a significantly better quest line.
I could cheat and say that I like Hearthfire more, but that's more of a mechanical DLC than it is like an actual like storyline DLC.
Yeah, where you can build multiple houses and adopt kids and shit like that.
Yeah, that part's
Which
really neat.
that was my canon ending when I finished the game. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna chill here in Lakeview. I got Serana as like my wife slash girlfriend, not wife, and I got like some couple kids that we adopted. Like this is it. This we're gonna retire here, and that's that.
Fucking Leaf
Live out our
Erickson over
days.
here.
hmm It'll be fun because like the kids will never know that their parents were basically badass monster hunting, dragon slaying badasses. Because I was just like, oh, we did some adventuring around and that was it. But never tell them the stories. Wait till they
That's such
get
a cute
older when
canon.
they hear it and they're like, holy fuck, you slayed the like world eater? They're like, yeah, he's just a dragon.
My dad probably
Like
lied
when you
about
hear
that.
it's like when you hear stories from grandpa when he's in the war, and you're like, wow, grandpa, you were in the war when you're young. You're like, yeah, it's just we did little things here and there. And then you hear the actual stories when you're older, like, wait a minute,
Oh,
you
he was.
did badass shit. You're like, yeah, it was pretty cool.
I mean, that was one of the things I did, I guess.
Yeah, it's just one of the things I did.
Something on the list.
One,
Oh yeah, no, I did. I
I'm
also
getting that
fucking
dad lore.
yeah, it's great. Yeah, I really love the Hearthfire DLC just because it also kind of gives you more of an excuse to do blacksmithing, which you
Mhm.
can ignore, but this really gives you more opportunity to play around with the items and stuff.
Oh, I never ignored blacksmithing because my first playthrough, like I said, I learned how to smith really early on.
Yeah,
So I just made pretty much all of my weapons, and that's how I made my living. Was I would make shit, go in, do raids on dungeons and whatnot, come back, sell the gear or sell whatever I found. If I have better stuff now, I'll switch to that and then sell my old stuff. Or I would just like build new things and then use that.
yeah, the stakes have changed for me as well because now I also do blacksmithing, alchemy, and enchanting all at once.
Mhm.
So I've definitely moved to that side of Skyrim way more.
Which I remember doing that in my second playthrough because that was when the enchanting glitch was there,
Oh,
where
that thing
you
was
could
so
make like a
busted.
oh yeah, where you could get like a bottle to like reinforce smithing by like 1,000,000% and make a sword that just does 1,000,000 points of damage.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it is fucking broken.
Or the best one that I've seen online is like a ring that has like probably like 20 digits of like percentages saying like uh uh 300 to the 90th power saying of magic resistance saying magic isn't real as the ring name.
That would have been cool. I should have did something like that. I did something similar to that, but I did it with healing, like regenerative. So no
Oh
matter
god.
what, I would just keep regenerating. So basically infinite health.
That's such a good idea. I never even thought about that either.
Mhm. I was just like, you can't kill me, Alduin, as I just stand in his fire.
Doing that with the fit with like fist weapons would be pretty fun too.
That would be cool.
Um but yeah, the any other quest lines that we missed? I mean, there's a couple like other smaller ones, but I think that's all the big ones because
Yeah.
Bard College
I
is
was gonna say
basically a
there's
small one.
technically the Bard's College, but that's kind of a nothing burger.
That's a small
They
quest line
didn't
in
go
my
anywhere.
book.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't really do anything. They try making it seem like it's a guild type thing, but it's not.
No, it's a one and done.
But those are at least
Yeah.
all the major quest lines that I could think of.
So yeah, that was roughly our first playthrough, even though we did mix it in with like future playthroughs and future impressions.
Mhm.
Yeah, those are our impressions on
I
our.
mean, to be fair, how many playthroughs of Skyrim have you done?
Oh, dude, I think I've probably. I'm scared to look at my actual total time. I'm sure I have like 3,000 hours in Skyrim if I actually looked.
I'm probably close to that. spread out over the last 10 years on both Xbox and PC, because eventually I would get the game on PC. And then between like the regular edition and then the special edition and then like the anniversary one, fuck, dude, I have like 1,000 hours in just the regular one alone on PC. I probably have close to another 1,000 hours on the Xbox.
It's a, it's a fun,
And
addicting
then
game.
yeah, and special edition, same thing. So yeah, I'm probably in that same boat of like at that like 3,000 hours over the last 10 years.
So since we love Skyrim so much, how about we finally get to our favorite topic, I think, which is the wider world of Tamriel, and where we can also get into the lore versus gameplay stuff in more detail.
This this is where if you really like Skyrim,
And we
you
do.
love Skyrim, you think Skyrim's great, which we do, you will start seeing all the issues with Skyrim when you look into the lore.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is so much cool and badass shit in the lore that just doesn't translate to the games.
The one that always bums me out is when you mention all the stuff they left out for the Civil War stuff.
Mm-hmm. The massive amount of content that they cut for the Civil War.
Yeah.
Because originally it's supposed to be where like you had to fight tooth and nail for every fort and every city in that game. Where it wasn't just like, oh, you fight for like 2 cities and 2 forts and that's it. That's the Civil War campaign. You're done. Yay. It's like, no, it was a constant back and forth. You would capture cities and you would lose cities. So you have to go and recapture shit. It was massive. There'll be like giant, like open on the road battlefields where guys are just killing each other while you're running around. You're like, oh shit, there's a battle going on. The Civil War was supposed to be massive. And unfortunately, they just had
Yeah.
to cut all of it out.
I think the one that always bumps me out the most, um, as far as the lore versus gameplay discussion, just to kind of paint this image here, is the NPCs in Skyrim can sometimes feel really fucking shallow. It's why I always need a mod like interesting NPCs to at least kind of spice it up. But I never really feel that invested in the characters in Skyrim unless it's maybe a character like Serena or Serana.
Mm-hmm.
That's really about it.
Yeah, there's a number of characters in there that I really like, but for the most part, it's kind of hit or miss. A lot of them do kind of feel very like cookie cutter.
Even the ones I do like, you really can't do much with them besides their 1 or 2 lines maybe that you hear from them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe
Now
go ahead.
there are certain followers that you could tell definitely got more love, like Cicero and Serana by far got probably the most love out of all of them.
Because they have unique fucking voices.
Yeah, they have unique voices, dialogue. There's to like even events where they would comment on that stuff. But like those 2 are probably 2 of my favorite. Although I don't do Cicero a whole lot, just because I don't really give a shit about the Dark Brotherhood. But I like Cicero. Farkas is surprisingly cool. I actually really like him. I like him more than his brother, mostly because like Farkas is like he's that intelligent dumb guy, if that makes sense.
He's just pretending to be dumb.
Or like there's aspects where like you're not as dumb as you think you are, or what everyone says. Because the whole idea with Farkas is like he's the brute. He's big, he's mean, he's tough, but he's not very smart, so he's easy to trick. But there'll be plenty of times when you're running through dungeons and he'd be like, oh yeah, this is a dungeon that was built in this time period underneath this ruler, and here's the history behind that. You're like, how the fuck do you know this?
I
like,
see what
hold up, wait a minute, Farkas. You know the history of Skyrim like the back of your hand, but yet everyone says you're dumb. He's like, oh, I just find runes interesting.
Bro is high wisdom, low intelligence.
Basically. Or he's just like, he knows a lot about Skyrim, but he doesn't know much about like modern Skyrim, I guess, or whatever. The history of Skyrim is what interests him.
That's really cool. I didn't know
that
about him. So yeah, something else that really bumps me out is this became more of an issue as I started to get more familiar with Tamriel lore, is that there's kind of a lack of like, I don't know,
Racism.
racism. Yeah, I mean, to really, I mean, technically it's speciesism, but like whatever, man. Saying like, "Where's my fucking racism?" is way funnier.
It
Um,
is.
like you play a high elf and everyone's kind of cool with you, even though you're
It's
someone
supposed to be
like
hated by everyone.
someone like a red guard would fucking kill you on sight.
Yeah. Like most people fucking hate your guts.
Yeah, to varying degrees. To be fair.
Mhm. If you're a Khajiit, they let you into cities, even though Khajiits aren't supposed to be allowed into cities, which doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, God, that'd be a crazy thing to implement.
That would be so cool if you played a Khajiit character, you had to figure out different ways to get into a city, and then you had to wear a disguise while you're in.
Oh, that'd be so cool. Ah, the potential's right there.
Mm. The big one that I always miss is the amount of orcs that are in Skyrim.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of orcs, but there should be more, at least in the major cities. Primarily because if you go back a few hundred years, when Orcsidium was becoming a thing, um, Orcsidium, for those of you who don't know, was the orcs' original. Like, this is our home. This is a big, massive, like mega city that the orcs built. This is going to be a fortress for all orc kind. Well, the I was going to say Hierarchians, but it's
Yeah, fair
the
enough.
uh,
The Brents, yeah.
the Bretons. Yeah, the Bretons didn't really like that. The Bretons, the Redguards, and the High Elves all teamed up to basically fuck over the orcs, and they laid siege to Orcsidium if I remember right, it was a 20-year-long siege, and the orcs whooped their ass the entire time. Granted, they were losing because they couldn't replenish their numbers as quickly as the others, but they were kicking all kinds of ass to the point that the Nords, of all people, saw what the orcs were doing. We're like, holy shit, you guys are badass warriors. We're going to come and help you. And so they sent an army of Nords to go and hang out with the orcs to help them out. And what the orcs ended up doing is like, hey, this is a losing battle. This is our war. This is our fight. We don't want you fighting for it. But what you can do is take everyone who can't fight anymore. Take the wounded, the sick, the children, get them, take them back to Skyrim with you. We're going to hold off here, hold off the army as long as we can. You guys get out of here. And the Nords like, gotcha. And so the Nords took off with what they could take, or with the people that they could save. And then the rest of the orcs stayed there and fought to the bitter end. Because of that, there should be way more orcs in Skyrim, and they should be way friendlier with the Nords. Like to the point where the Nords and the orcs are like, yo, homeboy, what's up? Where they're friendly with each other.
That would have been great, especially like if the little mechanical that the orc fortresses do have. I kind of wish they would at least let Nords in a little easier.
Oh yeah, this should have been more like, oh, you're a Nord? Hey, yeah, we owe you guys a life debt. Like, you come right on in. Or even in like the major cities, there should be more orcs just walking around.
Yeah.
Like, of all the other races, the orcs should be that one race where the Nords like, yeah, they're pretty cool. We like them. Everyone else get out of our city, but the orcs, we like them. They could chat. They stay.
That's also another part that does kind of go back to the Civil War stuff. It's like, I kind of wish the Imperials had a little bit more of just like, here's like a Khajiit or two thrown into the Imperial army.
Mm-hmm.
Here's like one fucking dark elf we found out here or whatever. Like, I don't know. I wish there's just like a little bit more of a surprise with the Imperial army.
Yeah, where the Imperial army has like other people fighting for it. And same with the Stormcloaks, where I wish the Stormcloaks would have like orcs with them.
One or two here and there.
Like, and that would make sense, and that would have been a really cool questline for the orcs, where you have like half the orc strongholds want to side with the Imperials because they're like, well, we're always loyal, we have to stay with them. Well, the other half is like, well, no, it was the Nords that saved us. We got to stay with Ulfric. We admire strength, and Ulfric's proving to be a strong leader, so we're going to side with him. Plus, we owe the Nords for saving our lives.
Yeah, you could have had this Fallout kind of New Vegas thing where like you get to a point of the story where you have to start recruiting other mini factions within the area.
Mm-hmm.
You could have made it a thing where like if you sided with the Imperials, you could have made like the Dark Elves and Argonians within Windhelm start to rebel against them. As long as you promise them like some kind of thing. Yeah.
But you got to solve the differences between the two, because at that point they also want to kill each other.
Oh man, that'd be so cracked if you had something like, okay, we'll join you, but you have to get rid of the other ones that are in city.
Yeah, you have to kill the other people, which I love. So this this is one thing that they do have in Skyrim that I love,
Oh, you're talking
but
about that.
everyone fucking misses. Is that they're like, oh, the Nords are just ultra racist in Windhelm, which yeah, some of them are, but for the most part they're not. Most of the Nords don't give a shit if you're a Dark Elf or if you're an Argonian. But the one Nord mentions like, no, we have to keep the Argonians outside the walls because the Argonians and the Dark Elves hate each other so fucking much that they keep getting into fights and killing one another. So
Yep.
we have to literally put a wall between them and separate the two. That's why the Argonians are outside of the city on the docks, and the Dark Elves are on the other side of the wall in this little slums area. We have to keep them separated. Otherwise, they just murder one another. But everyone never like talks to that one dude who mentions that.
It's kind of weird
Which makes
because
me wonder, like, how many people actually go through character dialogues in these games? Because I'm one of those guys where I'll sit there and I'll just keep talking until all dialogue options are taken up.
I usually do the same.
So,
It's kind of crazy because like the Argonians at the docks are like super chill. They're kind of defeatist about it. Everything we're like, it's kind of meant to be or whatever.
mhm.
When you talk to the Dark Elves, they still got a little bit of blood in them.
Yeah, they still fucking hate everything.
So like, it's not even much the Argonians that are a huge problem. It's mostly the Dark Elf.
hmm It is mostly the Dark Elves. And if honestly, if anything, I would rather have the Argonians in this city because I trust the Argonians more than I would trust the Dark Elves.
I don't know because like the very first introduction to Windhelm is like the immediate racism you get with that Dark Elf lady, and I do
Which
feel a little
turns
bad about
out
it,
she
but
was a fucking spy for the Thalmor.
well,
Yep.
Todd,
Turns
what are you
out those
trying to
guys
say?
weren't being fucking racist. They are actually onto something. She was a legitimate fucking spy.
Todd, what are you trying to say?
Don't trust the Dark Elves.
Oh dear.
That also reminds me of the fucking the Red Guards in Whiterun, where the Red Guards played off like, oh yeah, the Nords don't like our kind here. Meanwhile, you talk to the guards and the guys like, they literally tried climbing the fucking walls.
Yeah,
That's why they're not welcome here. If they just walked through the gate like normal fucking people, we would have let them in. But no, they tried jumping the walls. It's like, no, we're not being racist to them. They literally broke the law. That's why they're not allowed here.
but then there's that weird glitch where they stay inside the city anyways.
Yeah, that is a funny little
I'm
glitch where
just
they
like,
stay there anyway.
okay, sure.
Which
Even
did save me at one point because they stayed there and then a vampire attack happened.
oh yeah, they're
So
very good
yeah,
meat shields.
yeah, like that works. Thank you guys.
um, yeah, you. That's probably the one that the most common race you see tolerated across Skyrim is probably Red Guards.
Mhm.
It would have been Imperials, but right now they got a lot of beef with them with the army and
Yeah.
everything.
Which
But
doesn't make sense because Red Guards have proven themselves to be like good warriors. And Nords are
yeah,
one of those people where like we respect strength. If you're a good warrior, we'll respect you. Which is why like they get along with the orcs, they get along with the Red Guards. They don't really get along with the magic races because fuck magic.
the the
Understandable.
the Brennans are a little they got a little bit of history unfortunately with the Forsworn and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, the Skyrim doesn't really or the Nords don't really care for the Bretons too much. Although I think it's more so not necessarily well, yeah, it's the Forsworn, but then it's also a whole like you Bretons keep funding the fucking Forsworn on us.
Yeah, now
Because
there's that
that's
bit of controversy as well.
yeah, it's like you Bretons are funding a terrorist organization to take us down. Fuck you guys.
It's kind of weird, right? Because you get this image that like it's kind of what you said, especially the internet paints it like, oh yeah, the Nords are the most racist fucking people. Like I think
Mhm.
like to use the memes, I think Skyrim is like casually racist. Meanwhile, some of
Yeah.
the elves there can be fucking competitively racist, man.
Yeah, the elves are competitively racist.
Maybe not so much the wood elves, but like the dark elves and like high elves are there trying to be the number one in their own position.
Oh yeah. Especially the high elves. Like the Wood Elves are really the only race. We're like, yeah, we're kind of isolationists. We just want to stake the Valenwood, and that's kind of it. We're just here to chill. Meanwhile, the fucking Dark Elves and the High Elves are like, nah, this is a competition. Who can genocide who first?
The Dark Elves are so obsessed with genociding that they sometimes genocide themselves.
Yeah. Now, granted, I will say that the Dark Elves in Skyrim have calmed down a little bit
Oh,
compared to
so
what they
much
used
more.
to be, for sure. Mostly because the world just kind of fucked them. Because, like, you have the events of Morrowind happen where their god literally fucking dies. You have Red Mountain blow up and takes off like half their fucking country.
The
You
Oblivion
have the
Crisis happened,
Oblivion Crisis come through and wipes out the other half of their country. And then after that, you have the Argonians invade and takes over what little was left. So now the Dark Elves are like, yep, we fucking lost everything. Shit.
now the question is, did they deserve this?
Yes, they absolutely fucking deserved it. They're fucking assholes.
Oh man. So yeah, I
Like if
mean,
you like if you're a Skyrim player and you think the Nords are fucking races, go play Morrowind. Holy shit. The fucking Dark
yeah,
Elves are mega races.
the Nords kind
You're like,
of the Nords kind of remind me more of like I don't know, like more of a xenophobia than racism, where they just don't
yeah,
want outsiders, but they don't really care
mm,
to, pursue prejudice, I suppose.
exactly. Where they're like, Skyrim belongs to the Nords. It should just be us. Like, let everyone leave. Whatever. We don't care. Skyrim wants to be independent.
Yeah, that's kind of
Meanwhile, other places are just like, so genocide, right?
to varying degrees. Imperials want to try to keep a empire, which man, that's something I've
Oh
wanted to
yeah,
bring
no,
up
the
actually,
Imperials are probably the nicest race out of all of them. We're like, hey, let's unify everyone and work as one big happy family.
which we kind of hinted at that we were going to go into, which I do want to get into. It's because
Hmm.
we went into that opening sequence not knowing much, but now that you know the whole grand scheme of things, it starts to become a little more complicated on what it actually like the Imperial versus Stormcloak rebellion really means. Because
Hmm.
in the context of what Ulfric is seeing, he's seeing that I don't care, Skyrim needs to be independent. All this bullshit about the Thalmor and the banished worship of Talos, like all this bullshit that's going on. That's what he sees, and that's kind of what the world is in his worldview. But when you zoom out and you see all the politics of like Tamriel, it's more so that like the Imperial army is forced to make peace with the Thalmor temporarily for strategy reasons.
Yeah, like they hint if you do the end with Talos or Talius. Talius hands like, yeah, we're gearing up for another war against Somerset Isles. Like we're about to go into round two. We just had to make it quick peace so that way we can regroup our numbers. Rebuild the armies that we've lost.
Which
Which that's a benefit for humans because it is in Tamriel, humans do age faster than elves, so we could actually build an army in 20 years way faster than the elves can.
yeah. And
Which I
so
think that was their logic. We're like, hey, why are we waging long wars? We'll just get wiped out. Let's slowly chip away at them.
it sounds like Ulfric is just kind of wants to go on a suicide mission to try to fucking defeat the High Elves, because that's really his end goal,
Yeah,
right? He doesn't really care
yeah.
about the Imperials past reclaiming Skyrim.
Hmm.
But
Hell, I'm sure he would even be willing to work alongside the Imperials.
I wouldn't be surprised. So I guess in that regard, like I guess it's not that much of a loose leg.
Hmm.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he's also willing to work with the Red Guards as well, because I don't think he has beef with them either.
No, he likes the Red Guards. The matter of fact, the Red Guards were the entire reason why Skyrim even rebelled.
There we go.
Because basically the lore behind it is the Great War happens. Part of the war was that they had to hand over, or part of the treaty was that they had to hand over Hammerfell to the Somerset Isles. The Red Guards didn't really like that, so they rebelled, and they actually won their rebellion against the High Elves. That sparked the Nords over in Skyrim, like, hey, if the Red Guards could wage a war against the High Elves and win, so can we. So why don't we? And that's where the Civil War kicks off.
Yeah, and that's kind of the So now you have to kind of argue is like, well, do you side with the Stormcloaks and I guess the Imperials if you even know that lore? But the thing is, like, I just don't think Ulfric is very good at like I don't know establishing an empire. He's good at inciting a rebellion for
Yeah.
sure, but he's not very patient.
No,
And with a
he's
race
not.
like the High Elves, you kind of need to be patient to deal with them.
You have to be willing to play the political game, and I don't think Wolfrick's very good at that.
Yeah, he's not willing to play ball either. Just how he treated the High King previously,
Yeah.
busting his
Which,
doors open and yell at him.
well, he did challenge him to a duel. He did win fair and square. He just used his voice, which was seen as a taboo because you shouldn't use your voice to kill people. But we're
Yeah,
also the Dragonborn, and we use our voice to kill people all the time. So
but it was a challenge. But it's a weird gray area where I can kind of see where both sides are coming from.
yeah, it's definitely one of those weird gray areas where it's like it's a duel. You should have dueled him with the sword, but instead you use your voice, which is fair. You know, in a duel you use whatever works, but this is a duel. It should have been like mono me mono. You don't use one thing over the other to get the advantage.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but I was gonna mention something else. Yeah, right. So outside of that, I there's also like other um I don't know. I kind of wish the race I played in Skyrim mattered a little more character wise. I think that's always kind of the most damning thing about the whole thing
Mhm.
is that that's kind of what you said. Like I wish there was a thing where Khajiits
If you're a
aren't into
Khajiit,
town. Yeah, they're
yeah, you're not allowed in towns or whatnot.
it could or something really crazy is maybe as a high elf you get considerably way more hate, but they're everyone's still more like they have to open your doors sort of thing. But
Yeah,
it'd be
you
some
have to listen to you.
but it'd be kind of a fun thing where like you go into a shop and like everything is 10 times more expensive, like they're trying to screw you over.
Mhm.
I don't know, just like little things like that would have made such a huge difference to like playing every race, but that's kind of what's always been lacking in Skyrim. It's always the writing department, and maybe also the gameplay could be really fixed up. Like magic isn't that balanced. To be fair, uh, sneaking is unbalanced in the other direction as well. It's just like fucking hell.
Mhm. Well, I agree. I do wish that, especially with the racist and stuff like that, I wish there was a lot more with that.
And the main quest lines, as we mentioned, like I wish there was a way to get more favor within the quest lines, or you know, the Dark Brotherhood had more implications. Like they started leaking more into each other. Maybe you can get the Dark Brotherhood into the Civil War. Just shit like
Mhm.
that would have been really great. But
Yeah, because like in the Dark Brotherhood, like you killing the Emperor should have had an effect on the Civil War. That is a
yeah,
massive deal.
like just at least make it where like you can't really side with the Imperials anymore. That would have been something. But like,
Mhm.
fuck, I don't know, man. Skyrim just is a little underbaked in that department, unfortunately. Because they were trying to make the game fun. I get it. But
Yeah, and I would say out of all the Elder Scrolls games, it is the most like beginner friendly. It's like the best like introductory game for anyone who wants to get into Elder Scrolls lore or Elder Scrolls games in general.
yeah, I don't know how the
But
Oblivion
because
remake
of that,
is,
it's like
but
kind of like you know,
it's a little
like you said,
shallow.
half baked. Yeah, it's kind of shallow. But once you start diving into it, you're like, holy shit, this world's fucking amazing.
It just doesn't come out a lot in within the world of Skyrim, unfortunately.
Mm. Like one of my favorite things too, or like what could have been was the cut content for the companions because it was more than just go around, do this quest, kill this thing, come back, and you'll make you a member. It was supposed to be like a long and arduous thing, but then there was supposed to be a moment where, like, when you fight the Silverhand, well, the Silverhand aren't just regular bandits. They were supposed to be a splinter faction of the companions, because the idea is that when the companions made the deal with the
Mm.
Hagravens to become werewolves, only half of the companions did it. The other half was like, well, no, that's not real strength. Real strength is through strength, your knowledge of swordsmanship. Like, we're not going to become werewolves. We're going to branch off and be our own thing. And so they go. The Silverhand branches off, and they're kind of their own little companions thing, doing the same thing, but just not werewolves. But because of that, the two would have beef with one another throughout the years until finally when the two clash in the companion's quest line. And that was the original idea. And then you're supposed to be like the middleman where you could choose one side or the other to take over.
That's way more interesting.
Oh yeah, way more interesting. But unfortunately, they had to cut it. But you could see little tidbits of it throughout the game or throughout the companion's quest line of like, there's supposed to be more here, but there isn't.
Uh, that's kind of what it is, right? Like Skyrim, there is so much room for polish. And I guess you can argue that's where we can get into the next topic, which is like that's kind of where mods come in and clean it up a little bit more.
Oh yeah. I would say the only reason Skyrim's still relevant to this day is because of the modding scene.
It pretty much turned what would have been 2 or 3 playthroughs and made it into like 50 playthroughs of Skyrim.
Yeah,
because of
because
mods.
So many different modded playthroughs.
I would argue this kind of jump started the, like, I guess, what would you call it? Like the real big modding scene.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure
like I would say that for sure. That Skyrim is one of the first huge, massive modding scenes, and why like there's a lot of games today where like what dictates me buying that game is the modding scene.
Yep. So you know what? Let me ask you, what is tell me 3 mods you can't play without. That isn't like patch stuff or whatever. Like, like I'll fix this thing or whatever.
SKS? No, I'm kidding.
Like or like Sky UI, like sure, whatever.
Yeah,
We're talking like real,
not
just
stuff like that. Real mods. Shit, that's a hard one because there's so many. I would say Legacy of the Dragonborn.
That's a good one. I'm gonna put in alternate start as one of mine.
Yeah, alternate starts. That's a good one.
Yeah. I like putting interesting NPCs every time, even though it's a big ass file.
I don't do interesting NPCs because unfortunately that mod doesn't really play nice with a lot of other mods.
Unfortunately.
But there is one that I do where it does add more NPCs to the game. They're just not like super interesting.
I think it's like inconsequential NPCs is what it's called.
Yeah, where it's like just people doing errands or running around working and doing stuff.
That one's pretty good.
So that one's also really good. There's a number of like perk mods that I really like as well, but those are like I've done like a different playthrough on each perk mod.
The perk WeWorks one.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 big ones. Also, there's the like immersive armors, immersive weapons.
Yeah, I was about to say
those ones are really good.
Those are like, I hate to be boring, but those are really solid.
Yeah. Just add more stuff to the game.
Yeah, because you also get to smelt them, and you gotta get to do more of the blacksmithing and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd probably go with that too.
There's immersive citizens. That one I really like because it rehauls the AI that normal characters in game to do stuff that they're supposed to be doing.
Oh, that's really cool.
So like, the main one is it a large Battleborn? The younger brother of the Battleborns. The one where he's like all about being a bard and he hangs outside of Bellathor's shop. He's like, hey man, what's up? He's like the one Battleborn, he's like really chill.
Oh, him.
Yeah. Him and the one Greymane chick are supposed to be like in a hidden relationship, like a Romeo and Juliet type thing, which in game you never actually see it. You just hear about it supposedly in passing. That mod makes it where no, you will see them hang out and sneaking off in the corner of the city and talking to one another and doing things that they shouldn't be doing.
That's pretty good. I like that a lot.
Yeah. So it's a really good mod. I really like that one.
Actually, you know what?
There's also the Apocalypse Magic mod, which that one's fun, even for a guy like me who usually doesn't like magic.
Yeah, that one's a little interesting.
Yeah.
You get some really crack stuff in there. I think it's a little too much.
Crazy shit.
It's fun to play around with, though.
And of course, there's also the Civil War mods.
Those are
like
really
immersive patrols and like Civil War reworked and whatnot.
There's actually
Civil War overhaul, where like it makes the Civil War how it's supposed to be.
There's actually one mod that I always download that's an aesthetic one that I kind of need, and that's the one that like makes children look like people.
So they all don't look like Play-Doh dolls.
Yeah, oh god, the children
Copy
models look
paste.
so fucking bad. And the cool thing about the mod that I found is that in the orphanage, it also adds like like other race uh of like children. So you see like Argonian
Mhm.
and Khajiit kids as well.
Mhm.
And man, I think I really really need that mod, especially if I plan on playing with Hearthfire or anything, because it makes all the kits look unique.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So yeah,
And that
that's a
one's
fun
pretty cool.
one.
You like that one.
But yeah, other than
Also,
that, there's a bunch of go
there's
ahead.
other mods as well. Like I think another one is like convenient horses. I would always use that one because it's
Yeah,
that's just a lifesaver. That's one of those mods where you don't realize how much you use it until you don't have it anymore. You're like, fuck.
there's a bunch of tiny little ones that are like really really good. Like the one that I
Mhm.
need is like the soul gem one, where like if you kill something with a soul gem, it doesn't like waste it and puts it into like I don't know. Say you kill a lesser being, it doesn't go into your greater soul gem or anything.
Mhm.
That one I always need.
Yeah, that's a good one as well.
Um,
There's a couple race ones where it makes it where the races actually have good racial benefits and debuffs.
I definitely look into the more of that one. And those are cool, but as I said, the ones I always really need is like the I would prefer more dialogue options, but whatever.
Hmm.
I get it. Yeah, that one really really helps as well. Um,
Hmm.
what's another one? Again, just a bunch of small ones. They're always
Yeah.
I always find myself never downloading like two or three big ones. They end up being like a long stream of a bunch of tiny things that accumulate to like 300 mods or something.
Exactly. That's usually what ends up happening to me. Like having a bunch of different small little mods that all kind of, or like quality of life changer type stuff.
Usually graphical mods because I always like some of the vibes of some of them.
I I don't usually do too many other graphics ones. Some of them I will. It depends on like what I'm doing or how I'm feeling.
Fair.
Because I don't mind vanilla looking Skyrim, but there are some mods where it's like, yeah, this makes like Whiterun look way better, or this makes Riverwood look way more like a regular city.
Yeah.
So there are some like that, but a lot of the mods that I tend to go for are more like the quality of life stuff, where it's like, oh, it's the clock mod, so I always know what time it is up in the top corner.
Yeah, those are neat.
Mm. Or like like clothing, armor, and weapon mods, because that's usually what I'm screwing around with is
It's
with
true.
weapons and armor.
Yeah. I've downloaded a mod before on my last playthrough that I really loved, and it's like a expanded Hearthfire kind of vibe, where like now you're building a whole town. And there's a few of those
Mhm.
mods here and there, but the one that I found was like, oh, this one's actually well put together.
Uh, I
So
don't even know which one that was, because like you said, there is a number of those that are really good.
yeah, this is the most well, it was the most recent one, but I don't know what happened to it. I mean, I'd have to look into it. Unfortunately, the problem, which I guess is something else I have here on my slide, is that all the new additions kind of killed a bunch of like era of mods when it comes to Skyrim. So like Vanilla Legendary Edition had a big modding community, but I felt there was kind of like a mod plague when it jumped over into Special Edition and then more into like VR and even some of the further ones that
Yeah,
just broke a bunch of
you
other ones.
really see it with Anniversary Edition,
That's the
because
one.
like Special Edition, what I would say was the last like huge mod update type thing, where all the modders were modding Special Edition, and still to this day, I play Special Edition when I want to play Skyrim. That's usually the one I do.
Mm-hmm.
But ever since then, like modders are just like, yeah, we're not converting our mods over to Anniversary Edition. Just stay on Special Edition.
Unfortunately.
Hmm.
And that's always kind of that was that's the damning thing about the Skyrim community at this point. As much as I would like to download some of the old mods and get back into them, there's kind of no way anymore. It's kind of
Yeah, because
doesn't
like you
work.
can play the like vanilla Skyrim with vanilla mods, but like there's updates to these.
Yup. It's kind of hard. It kind of makes it more daunting to kind of boot up Skyrim again.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe
for
I could
sure.
do
And
it vanilla, but
that's one of my issues with Skyrim is that I'll play Skyrim. I'm like, man, I want to install a mod, and then next thing you know, I'm modding Skyrim, And it's one of those things where you'll sit there and you'll spend like 3 hours modding and only like 1 hour of actually playing the game.
Yeah, I'm already burnt out on the experience from that alone.
Yep. Like you don't play Skyrim, you play the mods. You're trying to mod it and get it to work. And once it works, then you stop playing.
It sucks because you kind of sometimes do need mods to clean some stuff up for Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the experience of having to mod everything again that just makes it so fucking annoying.
Exactly.
Do you have anything else to say before we kind of get into the wrap up section, which we can keep going with any new conversations that pop up? But
what about follower mods? Other than like interesting NPCs, did you ever play around with those?
I play like with the ones that have like multiple followers stuff.
Okay.
And I've seen a few here and there, but I never really tried them out too much. Or I said I don't remember them that well. Do you have any that come to your mind?
Yes, because there was a time where I'm like, oh man, interesting NPCs just doesn't play nice with fucking other mods, but I want other followers. So I went off and downloaded a bunch of different follower mods. And like that's where I get like Indigo and Lucian, which I love both of them. I think they're great follower mods because they're like smart followers and they interact with the world and with other NPCs as well as with each other. They will talk to one another.
That's sick. Because that was kind of the hardest thing for me to find a replacement to interesting NPCs, because at least interesting NPCs did talk to each other pretty often.
Mm-hmm.
But with the other vanilla ones, it's kind of like a hit or a miss, depending if they actually did.
Exactly. And that I like. I like seeing where like the NPCs interact with each other, and so it's like you're because I always did the follower mods where you could have multiple followers, as I think everyone does. But I like it feeling like this is a party going through a dungeon, not just like you and one dude. It's like,
Yeah.
no, this is an actual like group of friends going through this dungeon. We got different guys doing different things. Because, like I said, usually in my playthroughs, I was always the warrior. So I was usually the front line, big guy in big armor, big sword. I'm the frontliner. I'm defending the party. And then you got like Indigo in the back with a bow or with daggers, and he's doing all the like DPS stuff, doing lots of the damage. And then Lucian's in the back as the mage shooting shit across the
Bro,
screen.
just playing an action RPG at this point.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, this is an RPG. We got a party going on here. And then there's like other followers as well. So like I would have Serana, and then like there's a couple Serana mods out there
A lot.
where they revamp her, where she now interacts with other followers, and it will have like conversations with Indigo. You're like, oh, that's fucking cool.
I was
And
about
so
to
like
say,
we'll have her in the background with magic doing shit.
those are probably my favorite mods, are like the revamp follower mods, where like you get some of the basic followers in Skyrim and then just give them more. Maybe even a unique voice if they can afford it.
That I love as well. I love it when you take what's already in game and build upon it. Like there is one for Lydia where it makes Lydia like go from like just your generic follower to like a legitimately interested NPC. Like you just sit there like, huh, you actually have some pretty good takes about this stuff.
Bro, there's like a billion fucking like Lydia romance like romance dialogue fucking mods out there.
Oh yeah, that's what it always ends up turning into. Same with Serana. There's always like a bunch of romance mods from. But I always like the more like just hearing their perspective on like the war or the state of Skyrim or like stuff like that. I really like.
You know what? I never asked you. Who did you end up marrying for Hearthfire, if you ever did? Or who was your favorite person to marry? Because I'm sure you had multiple playthroughs where you did a little bit with everyone, but
I would usually my favorite person, the person that I always went with the most was Isolde.
Yeah, that's a pretty standard take, because she is just kind of like the cute merchant girl.
She is the cute merchant girl, and it's like the idea of like, cute girl back at home for me to come back home to.
That's fair.
So, but she was usually the one I would marry until like Serana came out, and then like, okay. I really liked Serana.
I think the first one that I ended up choosing was Camilla, the one in the shop in Riverwood.
Oh yeah, that's funny because you were saying that you didn't care for that questline too much.
Well, comes to show, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't think I choose her again. If I have to be honest, she's kind of okay. I think now I kind of like the my two favorite freak picks, which is the Argonian in Riften,
Mhm.
or that one near I want to say Falkreath, that one orc near Falkreath that you can
Uh,
kind of bring along with your adventure, saying she wants to get out of the camp.
yeah, the orc girl.
Yeah,
She's a cool one too. I do like her. I forgot her name though.
yeah. Those are my two choices. Fuck all your stupid ass vanilla ass human waifus. Give me the freaks.
Well, technically, one of mine is a vampire.
You know what? That's fair. Good on you for finally evolving past your basic taste.
I know, right? Just human adjacent.
Dear Lord. Um, but yeah, that's
I also did Rihanna on one. Where that's the dark elf up there. That's in the college. I did
right,
her a
right,
couple
right.
of times.
You did mention that.
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe I should do more dialogue with her. Maybe there's a revamp for her too. Who knows? Maybe I'll give it a shot. If I ever go back
There's
into
gotta
Skyrim,
be. I'm
yeah.
sure there is a revamp for her. I know looks wise there is one, which she
Oh, there's
needed it
plenty
because
of
when you take
those.
her hood off, she's got that one dumb elf haircut where it's like it's the two pigtails on the back of the head and it looks fucking dumb. They changed that to
Oh,
be like
that
a normal
one.
hairstyle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't like that haircut at all.
Well,
Well, I put the hood back on, cover your hair. But then they changed it where like she has different hair. I'm like, okay, that's all I needed. I don't like that haircut.
yeah. If I dive myself back into Skyrim modding, I might just do a shit ton of revamp mods, honestly, like for characters and
That's what
NPCs.
that's what one of my mod playthroughs was where I try to keep it as vanilla as I could, but it was just like revamped stuff where it just changed the look of things or changed the looks of NPCs.
Yeah, I might give that a shot one of these days.
So it is pretty fun. I do like it.
Uh, but yeah,
Also, there's Legacy of the Dragonborn. That one I always recommend because it makes you feel like you're Indiana Jones because it now gives you a purpose to actually go and find rare treasures and shit.
but I don't want to
And
go through multiple Skyrim dungeons. They're lame.
but but the museum,
Fair
it
enough.
belongs in a museum.
You know what? That's fair.
Right?
Uh,
Plus the NPC that runs it is pretty cool. He's one of the few high elves that are actually like bearable because he's actually a pretty chill dude.
Shout out to that lady in Solitude that runs the clothing shop. She's got to be one of the funniest high elves. Saying
Oh,
she
she's a fucking bitch, but man, is she funny.
fucking calls you out and you saying you got no drip.
Yeah,
Damn,
you gotta come to my shop
the
here.
goals on this girl.
Dude, that one of the funniest things I remember with that mod is the high elf. So he's kind of short for a high elf, and so he's like, "Well, yeah, I am technically a high elf, but I am the size of a normal human, so I don't usually get too much shit for it."
More like a low elf, am I right?
Yeah, low elf. It's like, yeah, I could pass as a wood elf, I guess.
That's great. But yeah, I just want to get to the wrap up section, and then we can see if
All
we
right,
have anything else to discuss. Um,
sound good.
but yeah, Skyrim today in the year of our Lord 2025. So we live in a post Baldur's Gate 3 world. So
Mhm,
this is a game where character choice mattered a lot more, even though it doesn't really play the same way as Skyrim.
mhm,
Um, Another game came out that kind of did, and that's Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and
mhm.
that kind of changed people's perspective on what Elder Scrolls should be going forward. And Elder
Mind you, I
Scrolls
haven't
6.
beaten these two games.
Whoops.
I've played them, but I just haven't beaten them.
Maybe one day we'll finish our playthrough.
One of these days.
And yeah, Elder Scrolls 6 got teased maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, but looks like it's in fucking development hell or fucking something. I don't know.
Yeah.
The Oblivion remaster did come out, and that does look cool, but it just kind of looked like it was the same game again, just kind of polished up to work.
Yep.
So,
Man, I wonder how the Sky Oblivion guys are taking that.
oh boy, right?
Worked on this mod for 10 years only for a remaster to come out. We're like, fuck.
They're almost done, which is funny. They put out an update a few days ago.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, so they're still working on it, but I think some of the thunder might have gone stolen.
for sure. And that was a shadow drop too. Nobody knew that was coming out.
Yeah, out of fucking nowhere. But yeah, at this point, man, like, do you have expectations for Elder Scrolls 6? Now that
None.
that's the thing, right? Like,
And here's the other thing is that you got to look at Bethesda's other games
yeah,
because
76.
Skyrim was really good. Fallout 4 was all right. It was good, but it wasn't as good as like Fallout New
The
Vegas or
writing
Fallout
department
3.
was a little lacking.
Yeah. Because once you figure out that it's just the same storyline as Fallout 3, just in reverse, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter all that much. And then
76 eventually came out.
yep, Fallout 76, which was their attempt at an MMO, which sucked. Although I have heard that it has been redeemed, that it is pretty good now. So I'm like,
So
oh,
I've
okay.
heard. Yeah.
So there's Elder Scrolls Online, which I don't know if I would really count that because that's technically made by a different studio, but that one's pretty good. And then
Starfield.
uh, yeah, Starfield was not very good at all. Nobody really liked it, but it seems like from Skyrim, it's just been kind of a slow decline in their ability to make games. So with Elder Scrolls 6 coming out, I'm not expecting this to be good.
Especially on release. Like, they never had a
Yeah.
good. Like, Bethesda's already like a buggy game. Or Bethesda makes like
Mhm.
really buggy games. And I think Elder Scrolls 6 might be the biggest fucking mess. My
That
expectation.
I'm expecting it to be like Starfield, where it's a lot of just randomly generated dungeons with normal samey looking NPCs and not a very lively world.
Yeah, because I hope their expectation is let's make Elder Scrolls bigger.
Hmm.
Because I don't think that's the good mindset to kind of go in. I want it to be more immersive. Because at
Yeah,
the
I
end of
would
the day,
rather them
at,
focus on a certain area of Tamriel and just stay there.
hell, like High Rock would be great because it's such a smaller region too.
Yeah, and so you could just fill up with a bunch of different shit going on in there.
That's definitely
And
what I
there's a
prefer.
and they have done High Rock before, so they could just very easily do it again.
I mean, from what the trailer showed, it was a mountainous region, so we can assume it could be High Rock.
Mhm.
But
So it could be High Rock or it could be the northern half of Hammerfell.
it could be.
Which that I would be down for that for a Hammerfell game. That'd be dope.
That'd be such an interesting area to focus on.
Yeah.
I mean, they could do High Rock and Hammerfell, but I think that's kind of they're biting off more than they can chew at that point.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, no, there's a lot of expectations that could come from Elder Scrolls 6, but like the thing is, like I don't trust Bethesda with depth, I suppose. Like at best,
No.
I'm expecting them to give us like here's a sandbox, and modders will go in and fix as much as they can. But as
Yeah.
we discussed before, trying to get back into a game because of modding is becoming more and more of a drag.
Yep.
So it's just like,
Ideally,
hmm,
what they would do is pretty much the same thing as what they do with Fallout New Vegas, where they're just like, Obsidian, here's all the resources, make whatever the fuck you want.
yeah,
But they would never do that because Obsidian and them don't get along anymore.
now Obsidian is off doing their own thing now.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, what would be one thing that you think would be like, okay, you know what? Maybe Elder Scrolls 6 has a chance in me, has a chance to like grab me. I'll tell you my answer because I have a really strong one.
You go first because I don't know.
If they have a stronger racism chart, I'm in. Not the
I
Oblivion
mean,
one that was kind of like dancing around. No, this is like you have minus 50 relationship with a high elf if you're like a red guard.
I'd be down for that.
Because
I don't think they do it.
no, I mean they did it a little bit with that, but like if they had that, that kind of shows like oh they kind of care about the interactions between characters.
Hmm.
That would be enough for me to at least get interested in picking up the game.
If they just had good quest lines, I'd be a bit more willing to do it.
How
Like
many?
interesting NPCs. Like Like, all right, I know you haven't played the game yet, but fucking play this game, Cyberpunk. If it was like Cyberpunk, where every quest line was different and didn't feel the same, I'd be more
Oh,
willing to play it.
that is kind of a problem with Skyrim, yeah, that a lot of the things do feel samey, like dungeons
Yeah.
and
At the end of
really
the day, a
weapons and
lot of it was
everything.
all quests. Yeah, it was all like fetch quests.
Even the weapons and those the things like armors and everything. Yeah, a lot of it did feel samey. That is kind of a problem with Skyrim, in it.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Exactly.
if they manage to do that with Elder Scrolls 6, hell, maybe that would boost it up, and maybe have more than 3 voice actors could also help with the game.
Yeah. Although I do find that a little charming. You're in the same guy over and over again.
Not with important NPCs. That gets pretty annoying.
Yeah.
But whatever. Yeah. Do you have our expectations for Elder Scrolls 6 are not that high, but
No, mine are low.
so,
But my expectations for most new games are low.
damn, don't say
Like
that.
Grand Theft
That's so
Auto
true.
6, I don't think is going to be a good game. Like when it comes out, it'll do sales. It'll sell
Mm,
massively. But I don't think it's going to be on the level of Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't think it's going to be good.
that's
I
a
think it'll be
wild
one of
card.
those games where it'll blow Grand Theft Auto 5 out of the water in terms of sales. But in terms of reception and reviews, most people are like, nah, 5's better.
I'm willing to bet they would dumb more things down for a casual audience.
Exactly. Which is what I'm pretty certain is what they're doing with Elder Scrolls 6.
That's
Because they
kind of
already did it with
interesting.
Skyrim. Skyrim is a dumbed down version of Morrowind and Oblivion. So if they already did it with Skyrim, chances are they're going to do it again with the next game.
Click something and
And
kill
that's
it.
just that that is just the death of the hobby. You and I were talking about this earlier before we started recording of like the death of hobbies and how like things are being dumbed down for modern audience and it's destroying hobbies and destroying shit and I don't like it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to make of the Elder Scrolls 6, honestly, or what it will be. I'm hoping
I'm
it'll
just
be
gonna
good.
wait. I'm gonna wait, hear what everyone says when it comes out. If it's good, I'll pick it up. If not, then that's it. I'm fine with leaving it off on Skyrim.
Well, you know what? Fair enough.
Besides, there's all the old Elder Scrolls games to play,
It's true. It's
which a
true.
lot of them you could still get on Steam. Actually, a couple of them I think are free on Steam.
Free, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Elder Scrolls Arena is free. You can get that
Oh,
on Steam.
sick.
Same with Daggerfall. Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall.
Okay. Well, so if someone here is interested in them, go get them.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, dude, I'm out of wind, bro.
Yeah,
uh,
we've been going for a while.
I,
It's been what?
we're hitting
2 hours?
2 hours. Yeah.
Damn. See, and you didn't think we were gonna go this long.
Oh no, I was expecting it. You and I can yap about this game for a long time if we wanted to.
That's you and I could yap about just about anything for a long time.
Yeah. You know what? I'll never mind. I'll leave it for later. So yeah, this has been the very first episode of Monsters Den. I just want to say thank you, Kai, for being my very first guest here and helping me talk about a pretty easy topic between us.
Yeah, no worries. Glad to be on. Yeah. Hope to be on again in the future.
Me
But
too.
thank you.
So yeah, if you guys have you guys viewers at home, you guys comment telling us what's one of your favorite races or quest lines. Just put it in the comment section, letting me know what you
Yeah.
guys like.
What do you like about Skyrim? What do you dislike about Skyrim? What mods do you recommend? You know,
Yeah.
there are mods that we didn't mention that are on a particular website that starts with lovers and ends with lab. Those are some
Damn,
pretty fun
I
mods.
was trying so hard to not bring up that word. You don't know how hard I was trying.
Hey man, there's some interesting stuff on that website.
Ain't that the truth? Well, guys, with that little hint aside, um, if you want to go off and go through your own modding Skyrim experience, go for it. All right, guys.
Hell
Thanks
yeah.
everyone for joining me in the first podcast ever. Once again, this has been Hazar and my guest Kai.
Hi
Uh,
guys.
Hope to see you guys in the second episode. Matane.
Bye.
I'll get better at that later.